White cars, white cars, white cars. 3 white cars. Look at the perp standing up there. Look like it's gonna rain. Man, I talk about how they do things in 3 sometimes, right? You guys get again to see a perfect example of what it is I'm talking about. Put my hoodie on. Put on my hoodie. Alright. Yeah, so they'll have the perps out here. Again, trying to make me believe that they're not tracking me using electronic means. Yeah, still are, because I'm in the house, still being remotely monitored. Alright, still being harassed in the house. Particularly, I had went into the living room to cover my computer, and I think I was saying something to Pam, and as soon as I turned to say what I had to say to her, right, then you're part of the department using their sirens. Okay? And so this is what they do. And so they'll station these perps out here to try to make me think, right, that I'm not being tracked electronically. Again, which is all illegal. But that's what they do. Right? It's called the abuse of using law enforcement to abuse people. That's what that is. Right? Yeah, I wish I should have kept my boots on. Didn't realize it was going to rain. Right? So this again, there's a lot of things. There's psychiatric abuse, state-sponsored psychiatric abuse. Right? You have legal abuse. That's what it's called. Legal abuse. Right? Let me show you too. Yeah, stick your elbows out. I'm sticking my elbows out too. That's another thing that they start doing. JDL, I think I saw 7632. Right? Another vehicle there. They park him up. But hey. Like I said, once you start to realize the psychological process that they use to program you, to condition you, you can use some of it to deprogram your mind in some way and reprogram it to a way that benefits you. Yeah, he riding off on his bicycle, started whistling. Look at her looking. Oh, I think I have an umbrella in my bag. I should. Let's see. Yeah, he did the hand signals. Some good hand signals there too. Look how he put his hands on his pants. Right there. Now look, as he walked past me, no longer his hands not on his pants anymore. Doing hand signals. Look at this one here. Same thing too. Look. I just stick my fingers in my ears as he turn around. Yep. These devils. That's what they do. I was talking to, we were having a pretty okay conversation, right? And again, speaking to her in a, as I normally do, in the truthful way, not hiding, not sugarcoating shit. And of course, she don't like that shit at all. She like to hear what she want to hear, and I'm not that type of person. And she knows this, so I don't know why, So I was telling her, I said, particularly yesterday I had a conversation with Ethan, my son. And one thing I've told him, I said, listen, as a teenager, you're getting to the age where, you'll start liking girls and stuff like that, or, and I gotta ask both my sons, when they're young, I said, are you attracted to boys or to girls? and they like girls. So I'm like, okay, all right. Whew, raining. And okay, I got an umbrella. I'm trying to see if this still records. I'm trying to take my umbrella out. Okay. All right, here we go. Right. So, so I asked Ethan again yesterday. I said, I always tell myself, you got to be careful of what is called social contagion, particularly online social contagion, where they'll have predators online, right, who will try to have you engage in certain types of discussion that is homosexual in nature, or so you need to be very, very careful, right? And again, I tell myself also, you got to be careful. You're in high school. Your mother's not going to tell you this, but as a father, I got to tell you this because again, had I had somebody older, and I had older brothers, but they, again, we all grew up in a house where your mothers don't talk about certain things. They don't talk about certain things. Their mindset is like, let them figure it out on their own, right? We'll tell them don't have sex, but that's it. But not explaining the dangers of sex, what could happen, this and that, all that stuff. So a lot of times young people are left to fend for themselves, right? To figure shit out on their own. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they've done within the black family. And they've been doing this for decades. Decades and decades and decades. And from time to time, I always got to have this discussion with him. I said, listen, I said, you shouldn't even be kissing no girls in your high school. Okay, I said, unless you know their parent and you know that their parent are concerned about their health, and not only their health in terms of being healthy, but also their sexual health, right? And that their parents are taking them to a pediatrician, right? And they are getting tested for STDs. Okay, particularly if they're sexually active. And again, most black parents don't talk to their children about these things. You know what I'm saying? And so I told them, I said, you're going to be 14. I said, so you're going. I said, even though you, you haven't whatever. I said, but it's always good to get an STD test, right? I said, because just so you can have to show that look, you got an STD test, so you know that you're okay. Right? And also for safety reasons. Because again, the way how these devils are, they will inject you with some shit, right? And because again, that's their mindset, particularly if you don't believe what they believe, right? They think it's okay for them to do that to you, but then when you turn around and somebody turn around and do it back to them, or you do it back to them, then they're crying foul. And then they're saying, you're persecuting me because of my religious belief. But yet you turn around and you persecuted me for not my non-religious beliefs, right? So you see, you can't have it both ways, right? But that's what they'll do, and it's sad, but sometimes when these religious people engage in this sort of behavior, that's what you have to do, right? Because they'll come preaching about turn the other cheek and forgiveness, whatever, but behind your back, they're not about that shit. That's not what they're about. They're lying to you because they don't want their karma coming back to them. Okay? Or what they consider to be karma. Right? For those of us who understand the real meaning of karma, the etymology of the word, you'll understand that, how they apply it, and again, that's white people interpretations. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So you always got to remember those things. That's European interpretation. And, but yeah, so I have to, at least twice a year, having those conversations with him. Also my eldest, he's 22. And I just want to make sure that you're safe, that you're okay. You're getting involved in you're dating anybody, you make sure that you sign an agreement consent form and a non-disclosure consent form. I said it's sad, but I say you for your own protection. And I need you to listen to me. Right? Because the way how some of these women are being used today, it is to manipulate you and also to lie so they can use you to extort money from you, right? Or to make you subservient to their needs, right? This is the mindset that is being done within, and particularly also within the black community. Like I said, this is why the black women are very transactional in how they date men and the relationship that they're in, okay? Very, very transactional. So yeah. Look at this clown. Right? Look, I want you to see what they do. Is that they'll send this young woman, white woman, Caucasian woman, right, wearing a halter top, raining. She cold as heck. Okay. So I guess they wanted to see if I'll give her my umbrella. But I'm like, bro, you right there. You gave her your umbrella. You saw it first. But again, it's it is one of the things that they do, right? They always got to put you to these tests, right? You know what I'm saying? But look, it is. I'll tell you, these people who won't even do that, right? But then they want to put you to a test to see if you will do that, right? And then again, it's like you won't even do that shit, right? Most likely I will, but I know definitely you won't. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's how they are. Because of their religion, their belief system, right? And how they believe certain things and how they engage in certain behavior and certain beliefs. So yeah. It's hilarious, I tell you. And the thing is that they don't even understand the insanity of it and the madness of it. All right? Because again, it's their religious mental illness. All right? Their religious delusions. Now remember, that used to be a mental illness until they infiltrated psychology and changed the definition. Right? Not change the definition, but remove the diagnosis from the DSM Diagnostic Statistical Manual. This is what they do. This is what they do. So again, it's hilarious. So I was talking to Pam, like I was saying, and I said, listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be realistic with you. I'm not going to feed into your delusions. I'm not going to do that. And I was saying the word being truthful and being realistic. And of course, the New York Predator Department began using the sirens, right? Because again, they don't want black people to see the truth. They don't want black people to know the truth. You understand? Like I was saying earlier, when they again, their lies that they told us, that they conditioned us into, conditioned us with, right? So for us to know the truth now, that's, they understand that we're going to get naturally angry, right? So they want you to, if they have to set every black man, woman, and child up, that's what they'll do. Again, like I said, you got to understand the mindset of these people. They have not changed, right? They come talking about bearing good gifts, but you got to understand their history. Their gifts are not good. It is never good. It's always for their benefit and to the detriment of the people who they're giving these gifts to, right? We should know that. We should understand that. And again, that's not all of them, but that's the vast majority of them, right? That's the vast majority of them. So you got to understand what it is that they're doing and how they're doing it. And we must be diligent and be prepared. Like I said, they have never given up the idea of putting us back into slavery. Right? You'll constantly hear them talking about manifest destiny, because that's what they really believe. That's who they are. That is what they believe. And if we are not listening, and we're only want to be in the church, feeling good and praising God because we become addicted to church, you know what I'm saying? Then we become the crack addicts in church, addicted to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Again, we tend not to look at the reality and the truth. And hey, but like I said, they haven't given up on the idea of putting us back into slavery. You gotta remember that. Talk to you guys. Remember, they do it in the 13th Amendment. Okay? Always remember that. Talk to you guys in the next video.